Good afternoon. Welcome to this December commencement at Sam Houston State University in our 134th year of operation. Will you please stand for the posting of the colors by the Sam Houston State University ROTC Color Guard and join in singing the national anthem. Please remain standing respectfully until the ROTC Color Guard has exited the Coliseum.
Forward, march. Mark time, march. Color guard, halt. Center, face. Present, arms. Order, arms. About, face. Prepare to post. Colors. Present, arms. Order, arms. Post. Forward, march. Left, left, right. Left, left, right. Left, left, right. Left, left, right. Left, left, right.
Please be seated. Please join me now in recognizing members of the platform party who will not be introduced later during the program. May I ask each to stand as his or her name is called, and please hold all applause until all are introduced. Mr. Al Hooten, Vice President for Finance and Operations. Mr. Mark Adams, Vice President for Information Technology. Mr. Frank Holmes, Vice President for University Advancement. Dr. Mitchell Musam, Dean of the College of Business Administration. Dr. Vincent Webb, Dean of the College of Criminal Justice. Dr. Jerry Bruce, Interim Dean of the College of Education. Dr. Brian Miller, Associate Dean of the College of Fine Arts and Mass Communication. Dr. Gene Young, Dean of the Honors College and Interim Dean of the College of Humanities and Social Sciences. Dr. John Pascarella, Dean of the College of Sciences. Dr. Michael LaCourse, Dean of the College of Health Sciences. Mr. Scott Mertz, Associate Vice President for Enrollment Management. Dr. Rebecca Grimes, Assistant Professor of Music. Dr. Donna Desforges, Professor of Psychology, who will introduce our graduates at the appropriate time, and Mrs. Mary Ellen Thornton, past president of the Alumni Board of Directors. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in recognizing these members of the platform party. At this time, it is an honor and my pleasure to present the 13th president of Sam Houston State University, Dr. Dana Gibson, who will greet you and introduce our speaker.
Thank you, Dr. Hebert. To the class of 2013, I extend a warm welcome and congratulations on this memorable occasion. The ceremony is called a commencement because it celebrates what is to begin, not what will end. Commencement recognizes your achievements and your personal growth through your years of study. At this very moment, you are living proof that at Sam Houston you can dream and succeed. Sam Houston State University celebrates commencement 3 times each year, fall, spring, and summer. We have approximately 1,500 graduates in our fall 2013 graduating class. However, you're seeing only a portion of our graduates because, as you know, we already had a ceremony last night and this morning. In addition to our resident Texas students, non-resident students from the states of Maryland, New Jersey, Minnesota, and California, as well as the countries of Nigeria and Taiwan, just to name a few, are part of this graduating class, with ages ranging from 20 to 61. Approximately 55% of this commencement class are first-generation college degree recipients. This ceremony is dedicated to you, the graduate. Our purpose has been to help you build a successful life on the foundation of your character and your talents. But you are the ones who have reached this milestone through perseverance, ingenuity, determination, and the encouragement from those who believed in you. You are part of the reason why Sam Houston is a great name in Texas education. Thank you for sharing this part of your lives with us. For the parents, siblings, spouses, children of those who graduate today, this day would not have been possible without your emotional, financial, and spiritual support. Please stand so we may recognize and applaud you. Thank you for all you did to help your graduate. I also want to recognize the faculty members who are participating in this ceremony, and in doing so are representing our entire faculty. We have many exceptional faculty members at Sam Houston State University who contribute to the success of this university. They are dedicated to the education of our students, and they perform their duties in an outstanding manner. Will the faculty please stand to allow us to express our appreciation for your excellent work? Thank you for what you do on behalf of the students. Now it's my honor to introduce our keynote speaker, Mr. Preston Johnson. Mr. Johnson graduated from Sam Houston State, earning a degree in business administration with a major in accounting, and is currently the president of Blue Cross Blue Shield of Texas, Houston and Southeast Texas region. He has more than 30 years of leadership experience in finance, business, employee development, and human resource management. He most recently served as an independent business consultant for Delta Airlines, headquartered in Atlanta, Georgia. In his role with Delta, he served as the interim vice president of people and organization for Monroe Energy, which is a 100% wholly owned subsidiary of Delta. That portion is headquartered in Philadelphia. Prior to his assignment with Delta Airlines, he served as senior vice president and chief human resource officer at McDermott International, Vice President of Human Resources for Anadarko Petroleum, and Senior Vice President of Human Resources and Shared Services for CenterPoint Energy. From '77 to 2000, Mr. Johnson held roles of increasing responsibility at Dow Chemical Company, ultimately serving as Global Director of Human Resources. Mr. Johnson is very generous with his time by serving on numerous boards and advisory groups such as the Texas Business and Education Coalition Board of Directors, Sam Houston State University President's Advisory Circle, and the College of Business Advisory Board. Because of his illustrious career, he has received numerous awards such as Distinguished Alumni at Sam Houston State and the University of Houston Clear Lake, and was also inducted into the Sam Houston State University Business Hall of Fame. He's married to his wife Jocelyn for 34 years, and they have 2 children, Sean and Alexis. Currently resides in Sugar Land, Texas. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in a warm Bearcat welcome for Mr. Preston Johnson.
Thank you so much. When the president began to talk about all of those things that I had done, you know, the thing that came back to my mind was more the fact that you're probably saying this guy must be very, very old, because he's been around a long time, it appears. And so I thank the president for that very kind introduction. Reminds me of the guy who walked into the post office and he saw his picture up on the wall. And when he looked at that picture up on the wall, it said above his caption, "Wanted." And so it's kind of like that guy. It's always good to be wanted, no matter what the circumstances are. So I appreciate the opportunity to be wanted by this group this afternoon. To President Gibson and to the administration and this very fine faculty of Sam Houston State University, it's the finest faculty and administration that I think we have in the country. So you are privileged to have had the opportunity to learn and grow under each one of them. To the Board of Regents, to your distinguished guests, family, friends, and more importantly, to this fall 2013 graduating class, it is very much my pleasure and privilege to be with you this evening. And I say that with a sense of humility, because when the president first approached us about participating in this session, I said, I don't know. And I thought she was kidding me when she made a call. And then my heart sunk down and said, well, perhaps maybe they were scraping the bottom of the barrel, or they were bobbing for apples at the bottom, and I was the last resort. But you know President Gibson as I do, and you know she's a very elegant and gifted and talented individual. And so she said to me, well, I know that you've read the newspaper articles about all of the speakers that are out there, and it's really daunting because a lot of the commencement speakers this year, you include President Barack Obama and Secretary Clinton and Oprah Winfrey and Mayor Michael Bloomberg and the Dalai Lama and Vice President Joe Biden and Mayor Anise Parker, and it goes on and on. And so the president finally said to me, you know, PJ, I know that you are no President Barack Obama, but I also know that President Barack Obama is no Preston Johnson. And so with that very, very ringing endorsement, I decided to come on up here this evening and be with you in order to participate in this very, very special occasion with you. But I also thought, as I began to prepare for what I'd say to you, what would we say? Is there a cookie cutter available to us that allows us to just impart wisdom to you and poof, you're blessed and you're going to be very successful in whatever you do? And you and I both know you don't do it that way. It doesn't happen that way. And so my attention turned to, how do I keep these folks awake for 10 or 12 minutes? How do I share just a little bit of insight? And what insight for me means, that it means I'm the old guy here and I've been around for a long time. So tell you a few experiences about what went on in my career, but more importantly is to participate in this occasion with you and offer some ideas. And when I think in terms of ideas, I always think in terms of three. Primarily because I'm not smart enough to think any bigger than three. Secondly, three keeps it simple. And for my lawyer buddies in the room, It keeps us from being in the midst of puffery, if you will, that lawyers tend to get lost in. And so what I wanted to do was talk about 3 points, if I could, this afternoon with you. And those 3 points are very, very simple. First point is people. Everything and anything that you do in your lives will begin and end with people. Secondly, I want to speak about purpose. Why are you doing what you're doing? If you don't know what your purpose is, then why are you doing it? And the third item is around passion. Boy, if you're around people and you got a purpose, wouldn't it be a shame if there was no passion in achieving and doing what you do? So I'm going to talk about these 3 points, but more importantly, it's about the people side of it. The people who you surround yourself with as you go through life. And the people that you surround yourself with, that can be good or it can be bad. If you are successful, and we know you are going to be successful, your friends are going to know you. If you face adversity and you run into the wall, you're going to know who your friends are. Who will you today decide will be your friend in fulfilling the spot that you need to have them play in your life as you go forward for the future? Today you're celebrating a new chapter that you're beginning, as President Gibson talked about earlier. And as I thought about where you are today, I'll have to tell you that I sat right where you are 36 years ago. And I have to tell you, there was some degree of uncertainty or some degree of uneasiness that I had at that time. I wasn't sure what was going to happen in the future. And I can tell you that as I've thought about this over the last 30 years, I can tell you that I had that same feeling that you do right now, but everything is going to work out for the good, and we'll talk about that. There are going to be peaks and valleys in your life. And the only thing that I can advise you to do as you think about the principles that you operate under is that anything you do and everything that you participate in and everything that you are involved in, it all begins with a sense of excellence. Your mandate has to be an excellence, because mediocrity is not allowed. If you become mediocre, then those around you are going to become mediocre, and you go to a situation where you're just getting by. And I don't think anybody in this graduating class that I see today just wants to get by. At the defining moment, you must decide, how do I go forward? How will the people that come across your space influence the life that you're leading? Every day, young people, I'll tell you that you're writing a story about your life. Everybody that you meet in your life will become a part of that story, and you're going to talk about them in your story, but be aware that they're also going to talk about you in their story. What legacy do you want to leave for your children and your grandchildren and for those people that are beyond you? I think about 3 friends who were sitting around and they were thinking about, what do I want people to say about me when I die at my funeral? And the one man spoke up and said, you know what? I want everybody to know that I'm a good family man, I'm a good father, I'm a good husband, I'm just a good man. The other friend looked around and said, I want folks to know that I'm genuinely a genuine person. I'm generous and I'm kind. And so they looked at the third friend and they said, what do you want people to say about you? And the third friend said, well, if I'm thinking about it, I'd sure like to hear them say, y'all look, he's moving. No matter what, you always want somebody to say something good about you. There's probably a professor here in this audience who gave you an exam once. And I'm reminded about the professor who gave his students an exam at one point in time. And that professor said simply, I'm going to give you 2 questions on your final exam. And one of those questions is, and it is worth 50% of your final grade. And that question simply is, who is the person who cleans our classroom on a daily basis? Who is that person? And like you, these guys are very, very bright, and they're probably saying, surely this guy just, he's not serious about that question. And one young man walked up to the desk and he turned in his paper and he left the answer blank. And he hated the professor, quite frankly, and said, this is not right. You're surely not going to do this. And the professor said to him simply, yes, I am. It looks like you're only going to make 50 at best on this exam. Because you see, you're going to cross paths with a lot of people throughout your lives. Each one is going to impact and shape and form the life story that you write and the life story that you lead. And the lesson that you should learn from this test is that we are all going to meet a number of people like Dorothy Williams. And in Dorothy Williams, it is critically important that you get to know people like Dorothy Williams. You acknowledge them, and more importantly, you respect them no matter what their station in life is or what you presume it to be. Well, this message kind of gets around, and everybody that you meet in the world, you have to understand that they're going to be important to you. There's something to be said about treating everyone as human beings in the human race. So from a people standpoint, I'm going to tell you that everybody that you run into, even the least, will impact your life in more ways than you know. And I also will suggest to you that as you establish what it is you want to do and what it is you're doing and how you're going to do it, that you think about those people who are involved in that process. A lot of times I think about growing up in a little small town in central Texas called Jewett, Texas. Jewett, Texas had 447 people when I was there. They got 446 now because I left. And there was 32 people in my graduating class, and that was a big class. Jewett had one blinking yellow light in the middle of the town, and it's still there today, and you just kind of blew right through it. And it's kind of like life. When you grow up in a place like Jewett, you sometimes feel that you're just blowing right through. And all throughout my years in Jewett, I worked on a ranch when I was in high school and all the way through college. It was called the Raising L Ranch. And that ranch was owned by a young man and young woman by the name of Glenn and Judy Lilly. Today, Glenn and Judy Lilly are well-known benefactors in the Houston area. They've given back millions to Houston through philanthropic endeavors. And a key for me was that they took a tiny, scrawny little guy, and yes, I say scrawny little guy because in 1971 I was a scrawny little guy, and all I can say about that is how time tends to shape and remold us into other people, and so I'm that other side of reality. But these folks took an interest in me, and I could have very easily just moved along and ran through that blinking light in the middle of Jewett, but these folks took an interest in me. And my story, if I hadn't run across them or hadn't run across some of the other people in my life, could have been asleep at the wheel. This person is totally clueless. He doesn't have a hope of being anything other than he is. Because all you see, all I wanted to do at that point in time was drive a pickup truck and chew tobacco. That was big time in Jewett. And so Glenn and Judy gave me a chance. And I have to tell you, when I was out there in that hayfield, and it was 100 degrees plus, and I was in the middle of Bessie the cow and 22, that big Hereford bull, I didn't see the beauty in it, I got to tell you. Nor did I see the opportunity in it. I'm sitting looking, going like, boy, life is sure passing me by, like that blinking light in the middle of Jewett. Because my other classmates and friends were down at the Dixie Queen in the middle of Jewett, and they were having just a wonderful time down there, enjoying themselves. So life as I saw it had been a big disappointment. It had been a big setback for me. And so the American dream was passing me by. Someone recently asked me, and you know how elderly people are in Jewett, Texas. You've been around some of them. And the person just simply said, boy, did you ever think you were going to amount to anything? And I have to tell you, my initial response to that was, well, yes, sir, I certainly did. Because when I was out there in the middle of Bessie the cow and 22 the bull, I dreamed pretty darn big, I got to tell you. And I had big dreams and big plans. And I used the motto from Robert Kennedy, and I think he said it best. He said simply that other people see things as they are and ask why. I dream things that never were and ask, why not? Why not Preston Johnson to become the president of Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Texas? Why not Preston Johnson to become the chief human resources officer for some of the largest corporations in America? And so I answered that by saying, yes, I can, and yes, I did. Another story that happened last year reminded me of setbacks and the mentality that it can bring to you. There was a young man who played in the NCAA men's basketball tournament who went up to block a shot during a game with Duke. And he came down awkwardly and his legs snapped in two. And his bone stuck about 6 inches or more out from his skin. A pretty horrific accident. And this was so horrific and such a big setback. And a few days later, he came out on crutches and he was walking with his mom and he can barely move. And these reporters ran up to him and they essentially felt so sorry for him. And they said essentially, how are you? What are you going to do now? Are you ever going to play basketball again? And I love this young man's response. He essentially said that the injury that I had, although very horrific and very bad, was just a minor setback as a setup for my major comeback at the University of Louisville. And I can tell you that this young man, Kevin Ware, is back with the University of Louisville today, and he is running for another NCAA championship by that organization. So that setback, although horrific, and although it seemed that all things were lost, he has in fact come back. And you'll have to see that in your life, and I've endured this over 30 years, that you're going to have those minor setbacks that you go, gosh, it's all lost. But understand that if you play it right and you take advantage of your opportunities, it's really just a setup for a major comeback in all that you do. I'm reminded of a story of an elderly black lady down in Mississippi in 1960. She was driving along the road and her car broke down and there was a terrible thunderstorm and rainstorm and she didn't know what she was going to do. A young student drove along and in his mind he had the question, what will happen if I stop to help this person in need? And he answered that question himself by saying, better yet, what will happen to this person in need if I don't stop to help them in their hour of need? So he drove up, rolled down the window, and she said, if you can just call me a taxi, I'll be all right. And it wasn't as simple as it is today, where you just get on the cell phone and say, hey, I'm out here, come get me. They didn't have cell phones back then, so consequently, there had to be another solution. And essentially what he did is said, hey, get in the car with me and I'll drive you to the taxi stand. And so he did. She got out, she thanked him profusely, and as she walked away, she said, young man, what's your name? And he told her his name and drove off. About 2 weeks later, a knock at his dorm room door with his dorm mates in the room with him, and 2 delivery guys were delivering a 25-inch console color TV to him. Now understand, this is 1960, and there wasn't a whole bunch of 25-inch color TVs sitting around anywhere in the US of A. But he got that 25-inch console color TV. But the thing that he got even better than that was a note. And that note essentially said, Coy, I thank you so much for your generosity and for your act of kindness where you reached out to help me, because it was through your generosity that I was able to make it to the hospital and be with my husband as he lived his last moments on this earth and before he slipped into eternity. And for your generosity, I owe all to you and say thank you. And it was signed simply, thank you, Mrs. Nat King Cole. Mrs. Cole certainly understood the power of a helping hand. As you sit here today and you think about yourself, understand that with an outstretched hand of hope and an offer of possibilities, it is tough to make a fist. So giving back, making sacrifices with that hand of hope is going to play well for the rest of your lives. Where is your hand today? Winston Churchill also said that opportunity to get on the dance floor happens with those who are on the dance floor. And so as I think about my choreographers for my dance floor activity, I think about two individuals, a man named Preston Johnson and a lady by the name of Versie Johnson. Because you see, Preston Johnson dropped out of school when he was a 6th grader because his dad felt that he needed to work the farm. He would get more benefit out of working the farm than sitting in some classroom reading a book. Versie Johnson dropped out of school when she was in the 10th grade to work the farm. And by the way, she ended up marrying a dapper young man by the name of Preston Johnson. Although their situation seems like it was a bad deal, those individuals understood the power of education and understood clearly that continued education was a great differentiator in terms of offering opportunity to their children. And so 5 children later, each one with college degrees, each one successful going through life as a result of the sacrifice that Preston and Versie Johnson made. And I know you sitting here today, graduates, there are people who made sacrifices for the things that you now enjoy and the things that you will enjoy in the future. And so if you will humor me, what I'd like to have you do is find them in this audience. Turn around and acknowledge them and just simply say thank you. Thank you for all that you sacrificed so that I might enjoy life and enjoy successes unequivocally. Thank you so much. Service above self has something that can be said about it. In closing, we celebrate the success that you have today. We celebrate this very bold step that you're making toward the future. And we hope that the chosen field that you've taken, that you understand very clearly that you must lead a life that is gifted with values, gifted with ethics, morals, in everything that you do. Because you see, I think Dr. Martin Luther King said it best, and he said essentially, the most dangerous criminals in the world today are men and women gifted with good reason and gifted with values, but they have no morals. And I can tell you that we've seen a bunch of these dangerous criminals the last few years, last few decades. And as I'm looking around this graduation class of 2013, I gotta tell you, I don't see no lawbreakers out there. Live your life to the fullest, but live it with morals and value that will stake a claim for how you're going to be remembered in the future. And I will also suggest to you that it's going to be different than where I sat 36 years ago, because the world is truly global. You have to reinvent yourself over and over again. And think about this. The top 10 jobs in demand in 2012 didn't even exist in 2004. Think about it. The U.S. Department of Labor says that you will probably have 10 to 14 jobs in your career before you turn 40. Think about also that 1 in 8 marriages last year in the United States, the individuals actually met online before they were married. Interesting stuff, huh? 31 billion searches on Google every month. In 2006, it was 2.7 billion. We sent our first text message in 1992. Today, the number of text messages sent and received outnumbers the entire population of this globe. And oh, by the way, 201 babies have been born in the United States since I started talking with you. 822 babies were born in China. 1,200 babies were born in India. China is prepared to become the #1 English-speaking country on the face of this earth. Think about it. The 25% of India's population with the highest IQ is greater than the total population of the United States of America. And the translation to that is that India has more honor students than America has kids. So the path to success is going to be difficult, and it's going to be different. Your moral of the story for this fall 2013 graduating class is, I don't know what the moral is, because you're writing it right now, and you're going to be writing it for the next 30 plus years. You tell us what the moral of your story is going to be. Regardless, I'm always comforted by a statement that the Reverend Dr. Billy Graham made, and he essentially said, I read the last page of the Bible, and I can tell you that everything is going to be all right. So these are interesting times, but they're the best of times. The one thing that I can tell you is that everything is going to be all right. So for this graduating class, fall 2013, it is my privilege to have been with you and participate in this very special session. And I offer my best wishes to you for success, for happiness, for prosperity, for health, and good life. And I'm going to say, Le Coquette du Monde. That's Texas French for let's go out and conquer the world. Thank you for having me. Good day, and may the Most High bless and keep you in all that you do. Thank you.
Well, I hope you can see that Preston lives by a lot of those items that he talks about: people, passion, and purpose. And so I want to thank him again for an outstanding speech and present you with this.
Will you please stand and join Professor Grimes in singing the alma mater? Words can be found on the first page of your program. Please be seated. Dr. Gibson, at this time, Dean Young will certify candidates for doctoral degrees from the College of Humanities and Social Sciences.
Would those students who are candidates for the Doctor of Philosophy degree in Clinical Psychology please stand? President Gibson, I certify that each student whose name appears on the official graduation list has completed all the requirements for the Doctor of Philosophy degree and is entitled to all the rights and privileges thereunto appertaining.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the Texas State University System, I confer upon you the appropriate doctoral degree. Congratulations.
Will the marshals please escort the recipients of these doctoral degrees to the platform?
Tamika LaShawn Backstrom Sia, whose dissertation title is Post-Traumatic Growth in an African American College Student Sample. Her dissertation committee chair is Dr. Audrey Miller. Kimberly Bai, whose dissertation title is Perceiver Ethnicity and Rape Victim Culpability Attributions, a Mediational Model. Her dissertation committee chair is Dr. Audrey Miller. Meredith Meeks, whose dissertation title is Examining Psychological Treatment of Sex Offenders, Practice Research, and Formal Credentialing for Treatment Providers. Her dissertation committee chair is Dr. Holly Miller. Jennifer Marissa Sanders Guerrero, whose dissertation title is Officers and Supervisors' Opinions Regarding Mental Health Services Utilization Among Law Enforcement Personnel. Her dissertation committee chair is Dr. Jorge Varela.
Dr. Gibson, at this time, Dean Webb will certify candidates for master's degrees from the College of Criminal Justice, and Dean Young will certify candidates for master's degrees from the College of Humanities and Social Sciences.
Those candidates for the master's degree who are majors in the various programs in the College of Criminal Justice, please stand and remain standing when the name of your program is called. Criminal Justice, Criminal Justice and Criminology, Criminal Justice Leadership, Forensic Science, Security Studies. President Gibson, I certify that each student whose name appears on the official graduation list has completed the requirements for the appropriate master's degree and is entitled to all the rights and privileges thereunto appertaining.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the Texas State University System, I confer upon you the appropriate master's degree. Congratulations.
Would those students who are candidates for the master's degree majoring in departments and programs in the College of Humanities and Social Sciences, please stand when the name of your department or program major is called. Communication Studies, English, Creative Writing, Dietetics, Family and Consumer Sciences, History, Political Science, Public Administration, School Psychology, Psychology, Sociology, and Spanish. President Gibson, I certify that each student whose name appears on the official graduation list has completed all the requirements for the appropriate master's degree and is entitled to all the rights and privileges thereunto appertaining.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the Texas State University System, I confer upon you the appropriate master's degree. Congratulations.
Will the marshals escort the recipients of these master's degrees to the platform?
Callie Mae Poindexter. Nicole Danielle Agay. Sohail Aziz. Mariana Barantes. Michelle Rodella Brown. James Dixon Cavanis, Jr. Yadira Denise Estrada. Victoria Ann Goot. Edgar Jaime Hernandez. Kevin Paul Lunsford. John Andrew McGlon. Javier Perez. Benjamin Gabriel Romo. Gentry Schaefer. Brooks Cerna. Jory Ellsworth Smittick, Jr. James Matthew Walling. Clayton Scott Williams. James Michael Williams. Erica Whitney Ann Allison. Devison Talin Banda. Allison Dawn Beck. Leslie Shaw Boyd. Lori Michelle Brewer. Patricia Lynn Doggett. Abby Jane Gallagher. Jill Hurst. Krista Michelle Cabay. Kathleen Joyce Kelly. David James Langenberg. Michelle McGuckin. Cassandra Michelle McKibben McNeil. Michael Chad Minears. David Brantley Pate Jr. Kelsey Lee Rod. Lindsley Rosewell. Caitlin Elizabeth Smith. Kendall Faith Stellwagen. Doris Del Trejos. Deborah Gail Vogel. Nicole Charisse Walker. Lisa Ann Ziliak.
Ladies and gentlemen, you may have noticed in your program the names of baccalaureate students who have distinguished themselves through outstanding academic achievement. To be graduated cum laude, a student must have achieved an overall grade point average of at least 3.5 out of a possible 4.0. To be graduated magna cum laude, a student must have earned at least a 3.67 grade point average. And to be graduated summa cum laude, a student must have achieved at least a 3.86 grade point average. These students are to be congratulated for their outstanding performance. Will those students graduating cum laude please rise and be recognized? Congratulations. You may be seated. Will those students graduating magna cum laude please rise and be recognized? Congratulations. And will those students graduating summa cum laude please rise and be recognized. Congratulations. At the appropriate time in the ceremony, Dr. Gene Young, Dean of the Honors College, will award the Gold Honor Cord to those bachelor's degree candidates graduating with academic honors. Dr. Gibson, at this time, Dean Webb will certify the candidates for baccalaureate degrees from the College of Criminal Justice, and Dean Young will certify the candidates for baccalaureate degrees from the College of Humanities and Social Sciences.
Those candidates for the bachelor's degree who are majors in the various programs of the College of Criminal Justice, please stand and remain standing when the name of your program is called. Victim Studies, Criminal Justice. President Gibson, I certify that these students, whose names are on the official graduation list, have completed the requirements for the appropriate bachelor's degree and are entitled to all the rights and privileges thereunto appertaining.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the Texas State University System, I confer upon you the appropriate bachelor's degree. Congratulations.
Would those students who are candidates for the bachelor's degrees and majoring in the departments in the College of Humanities and Social Sciences, please stand when the name of your department is called and remain standing until all are called. Communication Studies, English, Family and Consumer Sciences, History, Philosophy, Political Science, Psychology, Sociology, Spanish. President Gibson, I certify that each student whose name appears on the official graduation list has completed all the requirements for the appropriate bachelor's degree and is entitled to all the rights and privileges thereunto appertaining.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the Texas State University System, I confer upon you the appropriate bachelor's degree. Congratulations.
In a display of respect for the graduates and their families, please refrain from using artificial noisemakers as the graduates' names are called. This will assure that the name of each is distinctly heard. Will the marshals please escort the recipients of these undergraduate degrees to the platform?
Royce Abdallah Jr. Leah Page Abernathy. John Raymond Acevedo. Gladys Christina Acosta. Ryan Aguilar. Laith Al-Sadi. Alexis Nicole Altum, magna cum laude. Leticia Maria Alvarado. Myra Naomi Anderson. Anna E. Apollinar. McLean Bogafano Ayerte Jr. Andrea Michelle Balderas. Amanda Lucille Benaziac. Blake Joe Barty. Sandra Vanessa Berrigan. Zachary John Beckham. Deanna Michelle Bell. Casey Danielle Berry, magna cum laude. Adam Blake Birdsong. Chelsea Shavante Boson, cum laude. Christina Margarita Burciaga. Carla Reed Burleson. Jeremy Jamar Burleson Albert. Celeste Andrea Bird. Nadia Nicole Caldwell. Stacy Nicole Carey. Lucas Ray Carroll. Patrick Douglas Carroll. Christy Lynn Cavazos. James Chapman. James Michael Chase. Tamika Sheree Childs. Alfonso Cisneros Jr. Kirsten Burdette Campo Feliz, magna cum laude. Kelly Marie Corliss. Robert Douglas Craig.
Anise Damien.
Carmen Anise Damien. Cedric Davis Sr. James Patrick Day.
Delphia.
Michelle Louise Delphia. Iman Alsadi Dillard, magna cum laude. Ashley Lee Drake. Eduardo Duarte Jr. Shauna Montina Dupree. Jonathan Lucas Durham. Andreas Machon Edens. Matthew Jordan Engel. Sarah Jarvis England. Jonelle Christine Irvin. Courtney Onish Farr. Sean Ryan Ferguson. Eric Lolahay Philo Jr. Michelle Figueroa. Jennifer Marie Fisher, magna cum laude. Melinda Renee Flores. Portia Janae Fluid.
That's Leslie.
Stephen Leslie Flynn. Jared Clark Foote. Stephen Michael Frazier. Keely Inez Gadberry, magna cum laude. Angela Yvette Gambrel. Geraldo Garza.
Nevis.
Brittany Neves Gomez. Regina Jeanette Gonzalez. Brandon Kenneth Gordon.
Gower.
Amber Marie Gower.
Charlie Renee.
Charlie Renee Green.
Greenan.
Ashley Nicole Greenan.
Gidry.
Jordan Elizabeth Gidry.
Gustafson.
Michael Wayne Gustafson, cum laude.
Sabino Guzman.
Sabino Guzman. Alexandra Lee Hansen. Tyler Hansen. Timothy Ryan Harris. Hunter Lyle Harrison.
Heinrich. Register.
Tyson David Einrich.
Marcelli.
Marceli Hernandez, magna cum laude.
Higdon.
Kirk Daniel Higdon.
Cody.
Mandy Ann Hody.
Gale.
Jenna Gale Holiday. Caleb Matthew Hoot. Megan Brooke Hughes.
Hewlett.
Samantha Joe Hewlick. Eric Franklin Hurt Jr.
Wynn.
Tam Van Wyn. Andrew Lewis Hyde.
Farzana Islam.
Farzana Islam.
Isolde.
Stephanie Marie Asoldi.
Eisenhood.
Danny Dale Eisenhood.
Jakobik.
Robin Lee Jakobik. Alexandra Greer Jones.
Kara.
Kara Patricia Jones. Casey Ryan King.
Koshin.
Sterling Victor Koshin.
Chelsea McKell Kinney.
Chelsea McKell Kenning.
Zagasat.
Mark Franklin Kozak.
Landria.
Mac Lanier Landriot. David Olin Langford.
Renee.
Jasmine Renee Larry. Brittany Nicole LaRue. Aaron Mark Lewis. Jeremy Dwayne Lewis. Andrea Ray Littlejohn, summa cum laude. Sarah Michelle Lopez, summa cum laude. Christopher Eric Manning. Paige Diane Martin.
Materi.
Joseph Stephen Materi. Emily Diane Matthews.
Maurice.
Ashley Maurice Matthews. Eric Thomas Matthews. Christopher David Mays. Kimberly Ann Mayfield.
McCorkle.
Amy Marie McCorkle. Martha Lynn McDaniel, magna cum laude.
McElreath.
Cody Wayne McElreath. Alexandra Rodriguez McGuire, cum laude.
Madrano.
Jeanette Madrano.
Monreal.
Nelly Consuela Monreal.
Rajane.
La Janae Montgomery.
Latanya Renee.
Latanya Renee Moore.
Angelica.
Angelica Ray Morin. Sean Matthew Mosby.
Mouton.
Hunter Ray Mouton.
Mulcahy.
Kevin Michael Mulcahy. Ashley Nicole New.
Otis.
William Carlos Otis II.
Almost.
Michael Philip Olmus.
Orozco.
Carlos Oroso.
Feliz Nwaka Osaji. Nwaka. Feliz Nwaka Osaji.
Felice Nwaka Asaji. Brandy Nicole Park.
St. George, too.
Vincent George Perez. Devin Christopher Phillips. Mitchell Ira Putnam. Jerry K. Renfro.
Reyna.
Aaron Michael Reyna.
Elizabeth
Elizabeth Caitlin
Caitlin Resnichek.
Resnichek. Nicholas Joseph Richmond.
Emerardo.
David Emerardo Salinas.
Quintavia Monique.
Quintavia Monique Phillips. Mark Poulin. Carlos Eduardo Ramirez.
Adriana Ariel
Adriana
Renee.
Ariel Renee, cum laude.
Reniger.
Peter Joseph Reniger. Andrew John Roberts.
All of them.
Jasmine Christina Lynette Robinson.
Angel.
Miguel Angel Rodriguez.
Saldana.
Jennifer Renee Saldana. Joseph Barry San Miguel. Ashley Nicole Sanders.
Courtney.
Courtney Rose Savage.
Letitia Session.
Letitia Session.
Erasmo.
Erasmo Silva Jr. Ashley Elizabeth Sims.
Circle.
Jason Randolph Circle.
Brochet.
Mariah Barchet Smith, cum laude. Jessica Lynn Solomon.
Sopas.
James Hogan Sopas.
Herrado.
Gilberto Gerardo Soto Jr., summa cum laude.
Sterling.
Kimberly Ann Sterling. Jonathan Robert Strickland.
Stoltz.
Tiffany Ann Stoltz. Sydney Lynn Taylor.
Toit.
Stephen Joshua Toit. Charles Vaughn Thomas. Dominique Tristan. Keith Underwood.
Uribe.
Stephanie Marie Uribe.
Second Lieutenant. Dallas. Yes.
Second Lieutenant Gabriel Robert Velez.
Volmer.
Andy Brian Volmert. Amy Lois Walker. Candy Lynn Walker. Sarah Elizabeth Walker, cum laude.
Celeste.
Julia Celeste Warren. Winston Douglas Watts. Christopher Webb. Austin Wilson White.
Dion.
Ashley Dion Whitley.
Christian.
Stephen Christian Wines.
Winkle.
Sarah Mae Winker, magna cum laude.
Yee.
Leslie Jean Yee, magna cum laude.
Ursula Zhao.
Paulina Ursula Zoll. Cynthia Zamora.
If I could look.
Jennifer Roxana Flores. Melanie Jane Hamblin.
Schwalbach.
Heather Leanne Schwalbach, magna cum laude. Blanca Bloom.
Letitia Shanae.
Letitia Shanae Collins. Sierra Joy Hood.
Elizabeth Ocampo.
Lisbeth Ocampo. Carla Solis.
Cecilia Guillermina.
Cecilia Guillermina Abad. Cecilia Guillermina Abad. Scott Lee Adley, cum laude. Amy Rochelle Allen. Angela Marie Alvarez. Ashley Nicole Armstrong. Brittany Avery. Erin Michelle Ball. Elizabeth Jane Barron. Courtney Lachey Battles. Dane Samuel Beasley.
Bello.
Zachary Bello.
Mariela Bonilla.
Mariella Bonilla.
Alyssa Michelle Bimmage.
Alyssa Nichelle Bimmage. Katrina Michelle Boxley. Melissa Boyd. Courtney Danielle Bryce.
Rashad.
Brian Rashad Brigham.
Mystique.
Mystique Nicole Brown. Joshua Andrew Cameron.
Chancellor.
Rebecca Louise Kanzler.
Julianne.
Julianne Nicole Cantu.
Brianne.
Sierra Brianne Carroll.
Shabaya.
Hallie Michelle Sabaya, summa cum laude. Gary Wayne Chapman.
Ociel Chavez.
Ociel Chavez, junior cum laude. Caitlin Jean Clark.
Conaby.
James Kennedy Conaby. Kendrick Miles Crowley.
Quaresma.
Melissa Marie Quaresma. Thomas Curtis. Kimmy Lynn Davidson.
Davila.
Sean Lestat Davila. Samantha Elizabeth Davis. Ashley Ann Dearman.
Second Lieutenant Sean.
Second Lieutenant Sean DeVille. Liliana Diaz.
Dorazami.
Naomi Marie Doresami, summa cum laude with highest honors, Honors College. Erica Renee Dorman. Laura Durman.
Dice, like dice.
Jennifer Nicole Dice. Marie Finley.
Oliva.
Samantha Alida Flores.
Galvan.
Gabriela Galvan.
Oman Barbara Adu.
Oman Garbra Edu.
Magnina Garcia.
Clarissa Begnina Garcia. Gabrielle Garcia. Trinica Gardner. Kiera Shante Green. Morgan Elizabeth Greer.
Guru.
Diane Michelle Grew. Joshua Clifton Griffin.
Gunter.
Samuel Allen Gunter.
Just say Esti Gutierrez.
Esty Gutierrez.
Heiser.
Courtney Elizabeth Heiser.
Lang.
Jessica Lee Wang.
Dene.
Chelsea Danae Hodges, cum laude.
Pleasy.
Ricky Lee Hodges. Lindsay Marie Holloway, magna cum laude. Krista Leanne Huff. Erin Nicole Humphreys, summa cum laude with honors, Honors College. Mary Elizabeth Elkins, cum laude.
Just like it looks.
Ebony Kristen James.
Gerard.
Victoria Carson Gerard, magna cum laude. Christopher Kelsey Johnson. Emily Louise Johnson. Summer Cheyenne Johnson. Caitlin Joanne Johnston, cum laude.
Joswick.
Reagan Alexandria Joswick. Barry Joseph Kaufman Jr.
Kayla Renee.
Kayla Renee Kelly. Erica Christine King.
Konechny.
James Lawrence Konechny, magna cum laude.
Lacanini. Did you sound?
Rachel Elizabeth Lacanina.
LeBeau.
Abby Jasmine LeBeau, cum laude. Kelly Michelle Lee. Spencer Lee. Natalie Elizabeth Lewis.
Liebeskind.
Sophie Liebeskind.
Levano. The rest of it.
Laura Catalina Levano Morantes, magna cum laude. Diana Reed Lloyd.
Logue.
Andrew Lee Logue. Caitlin Lynn Lorton.
Raquel Lasso.
Morgan McHale Elizabeth Lasso.
Tamala.
Tamala Thomas Ludwig. Jamie Lee Marriott. Kelly Christine Martin.
Anise.
Morgan Anise Mayfield.
McNulty.
Brittany Michelle McNulty.
Milo.
Gregory Wayne Milo.
Miori.
Matthew Blake Miori.
Musselman.
Ashley Patricia Musselman, magna cum laude with honors, Honors College.
Nice.
Tara Lynn Neese.
Rayon Janae.
Brayon Janae Newman.
Odufa Omiwa.
Princess Odufa Omiwa.
Olivia Neka Oshweke.
Olivia Nweke Oshweke.
Brittany Brianne.
Brittany Brianne Hamilton. Frances Amelia Park.
Pastrana.
Anne Pastrana.
Elieth Josefina Pedrosa.
Elieth Josefina Pedrosa, cum laude.
Shanna.
Shanna Jean Perkins. Sharon Phelps. Ashley Renee Phillips.
Placencia.
Kathy Adriana Placencia.
That's Police.
Kara Nicole Police.
Puente.
Magna cum laude. Bianca Jessica Puente, magna cum laude. Deanna Rainey.
Nastasia Ornella Reed.
Nastasia Ornella Reed. Heather Elaine Renfro.
Repa.
Sierra Dawn Repa.
Riggenbach.
Audrey Ray Riggenbach.
That's Elise.
Ariel Elise Roberts.
Tanisha Kiera.
Kanisha Kiera Robinson.
Looks like a Santa.
Annabelle Rodriguez with Honors College.
Just like it looks.
Harris Barbosa Rodriguez Jr. Leslie Renee Rodriguez. Leanne Louise Ross.
Just like it looks.
Michael Paul Ruffner, cum laude.
Barragan.
Fabiola Yvette Sanchez Barriga. Tanya Marilyn Schneider. John Alexander Schultz IV.
Brigitte Pernia.
Brigitte Pernia, magna cum laude. Jennifer Nicole Sheffield. David Michael Simon.
Lauren.
Lauren Taylor Smith. Shelley Rachel Smith.
Sodek.
Scott Andrew Sodek.
Statham.
Christopher Statham.
Shauna Sharon Stoltz.
Kashana Sharon Stoltz.
Suniga.
Brianna Marissa Suniga.
Kayla Monique.
Kayla Monique Sutton, cum laude.
Just like it looks.
Sandra Michelle Tan. Melissa Ann Templeton.
Ariana.
Brianna Tracy Thompson, cum laude.
Tisdale.
Jennifer Lee Tisdale.
Poland.
John Michael Tolan. Haley Jordan Townley. Jennifer Dawn Townsend, magna cum laude. Matthew Wade Trader. Timmy Tran.
Trejo.
Ryan Trejo.
Trujillo.
Denise Trujillo.
Just say Carla Urbina.
Carla Urbina.
Uresti.
Brianna Marie Uresti. Alexandria Madison Vera.
Von Arba.
Trisha Ann Von Arb. Daniel Eric Wagner. Jamie Lynn Walter. Latamara Watts.
Look like it looks.
Sheena Lynn Wickham. Jeremy Russell Williams. Kirby Olivia Williams.
Zamudio.
Ruby Zamudio.
Zoroski.
Derek Brian Zorowski.
Bakari.
Lindsay Paige Bakari. Andrea Lauren Glasgow. Sherry Ann Bryant. Spencer Work.
Chinelo Arenze.
Jennifer Chinelo Arenze.
Please join me in recognizing our new alumni. At this time, Miss Mary Ellen Thornton, past president of the Alumni Board of Directors, will say a few words to our graduates.
On behalf of the Alumni Association, it is an honor and privilege for me to offer congratulations to you upon the wonderful occasion of your graduation and to welcome you into our family of more than 110,000 living alumni. I would ask that you please rise, graduates. By the authority vested in me and the Alumni Board of Directors, it is my pleasure to induct you into membership at Sam Houston State University Alumni Association, conferring upon you the full rights, privileges, and responsibilities appertaining to your alumni status. You may be seated. Thank you. As a graduation gift, I am pleased to tell you that the Alumni Board is providing you with a one-year complimentary membership into the Alumni Association. If you have not done so at this time, please remove the lapel pin from your card in your seat and place it on your robe or hood. I urge you to return to your alma mater often, to participate in alumni activities, and to always maintain your membership in the Alumni Association. Best wishes on your very significant accomplishment, and please call your alumni office anytime we might be of assistance. Thank you and congratulations.
Will you please stand for the singing of Auld Lang Syne and remain standing while the platform party exits?
It is customary, after the first verse, to join hands with your neighbor, and as you reach the last chorus, raise join hands in the air.